94.5 FM. Halftime.
Yes, sir. It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. My name's Michael Jimenez. Rock the Mic Champ number 4, your host from 12 o'clock to 2. This show is produced by Edwin Hafner and James Pledger. My co-host today, the man, Jack Thompson. What's going on, my man?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. Happy to be on. Last week it was James and I took over a little bit on the halftime, so it's happy to be with its natural co-host.
Dude, I'm so excited today because I've never worked with you before.
We have not, no.
I've known you for a while, but we've never sat face-to-face to talk sports. We have a lot to talk about today, but the first thing I need to get into, though, is I'm not used to seeing you with a mustache. What is it about you and your dad and the facial hair going on this week?
Well, my facial hair grows a lot faster than his, so I have to shave. I can have like a beard, a mustache, and clean-shaven face all in the same week.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a thick beard. My girlfriend was like, you should shave down to the stash. I was like, fine. Well, why not? So, yeah, that's what I did.
That's interesting. Shave down to the stash.
Yeah. Hold on. So you're telling me your girlfriend has folliculophobia?
No, no. Say that one time more for the
I overheard this conversation.
His name, I was the last born. Oh, Abby, did my hypnotherapist call yet? No. When am I going to kick this folliculophilia?
Folliculophilia? Folliculophilia. What is that? Ted, your perfect woman can only be attracted to men with mustaches.
Of course.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's not real. You're right, Ted. I'm just making that up. I know that you are because there's no such thing.
I got it a little bit.
Of course, that's How I Met Your Mother reference, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that you pull it off, man. So if you're watching the show on Facebook Live or you're on our YouTube page, by the way, go ahead and search us on Facebook and YouTube. Search for the San Antonio Sports Star. You'll be able to subscribe, like what we do. It alerts you to when the show starts. But you look good in it, man.
Hey.
With the hat on, I know you're young. You may not get the Tom Selleck reference, but you're young, good-looking guy. When you took your hat off, though, got a Mark Sanchez vibe going.
Yeah, I don't really. When I have the stash, I usually will wear a hat every day because I don't like the way that I look without the hat and the stash. But whatever.
But you're rocking it, man.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm jealous, dude. I'm 44 years old. I can't grow a mustache to save my life, man. But hey, welcome to the show. Halftime, we go till 2 o'clock. It is Friday, baby. It is Friday. Lots to talk about today. Hey, Spurs fans, we've seen 8 games so far. Is it safe to say that maybe we should embrace the tank?
Embrace the tank with all you have.
Yeah,
Woo!
you know, already 150 people have responded on Twitter to the poll on this. Should we tank or still cheer for Spurs victories? It's official. Dak is back, but he's not the only Cowboys star coming back from injury this weekend. We'll hear from Coach McCarthy later on. And one's got to go. 90s Classic Edition. Think about these movies. Armageddon, The Matrix, Independence Day. Chances are, if you like one, you like all 3. But one has to go. You can vote on this on Twitter. My handle is at MikeESPNSA. Jax is at Jack_Thompson33. James Pledgers is at I Am Pledger. We're also an interactive show in the sense that you can reach out to us on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines at 656-ESPN. Any of the topics you want to talk about there, 656-ESPN. Again, we're on Facebook and YouTube Live, but let's get things going a little bit by getting to know Jack a little bit better. As I mentioned, I've known you for a while, but I haven't done a radio show with you before. But,
Facts.
you know, you being on the show today, I think you came in here thinking that you were going to be the co-host. I get that. I mean, you have the microphone, you have the headsets on, but really, this is an intervention.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
An intervention.
This is a big-time intervention based on a conversation I had with your father Rob
Oh, you
Thompson,
can't
Wednesday
believe
night.
a word that comes out of that man's mouth.
No. We've had a few cocktails that night.
Oh,
And so the truth comes
even
out.
more so.
The truth comes out.
No, I'm gonna agree because I've had these conversations with him as well.
Oh Lord.
This is an intervention that needs to happen.
So he tells me we're having some drinks over at Slacker's Sports and Arcade Bar where we're hosting the Rock the Mic events, and we were at the one at the medical center having a couple of cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a father-to-father chat. Okay, I'm old enough to be your uncle. Okay, so I'm Uncle Michael here.
Okay.
This is a safe space. He
All right.
says that you are a complete hothead when it comes to being a coach on the basketball court, to the point where you
hothead.
antagonize the officials.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely get in on the officials, but I would not say that I'm a hothead.
Okay, I don't know how he described it, but he said that you get really, really fired up,
Yeah, I'll get fired up.
and that you don't see the end of some games.
I don't
Do
understand.
you get ejected or?
Oh, I've been ejected. Probably I've been kicked out of like 2 games. One was complete. I did like nothing wrong. I did
That's
not.
what they always say.
No. I'll earn my techs and like I'll earn getting kicked out. But this one was like literally, I did nothing, and I still to this day. Like, I mean, it was an 8 a.m. game. I guess the ref just
Hadn't
woke
had his
up.
coffee yet?
Yeah, he just woke up
Okay.
on the wrong side of the bed, and I like chuckled in his face about a call, and that was it. Double tech right then.
Double tech?
Double tech threw me out.
Did you get the full T or the
I
lowercase
got
T?
the T. He sent me to my bench. My bench was like, "What did he tee you up for?" I was like, "Honestly, I don't even know." And we were like laughing about it, me and my players. And I see the ref looking over his shoulder at me, tees me up again, tosses me out.
So this was a Joey Crawford,
Yeah,
Tim Duncan moment where you were on the bench.
I was on the
laughing.
bench, 20 feet away from him.
Okay. Now, first of all, I don't know if I 100% buy this pledge because, as I said, I've known you for a while, but you may not know this about me. But
You're
I'm a
ref.
basketball official.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
San Antonio chapter, South Texas chapter, Texas High School Basketball Officials Association. And so I have about 12 years experience. I've taken this season off, actually the last 2 seasons, because I had an injury last year. And then this year doing other things.
Didn't I talk to you like earlier last year and you were doing something? Because I remember talking to you about reffing like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 games, being asked to stay while I was trying to get some food at Chester's.
Yeah. So, man, when you officiate games, sometimes it's just 2 games, sometimes it's 1, but oftentimes it's 4, 5, or 6, and it just nonstop, and you don't feel it till the very end. But the thing is that I want you to kind of just admit that you are angry on the court. It's okay. It's a safe space. I'm an official. I can't eject you from here. You're my co-host till 2:00.
That's not true.
True, right? But he doesn't have to follow what I say. But the fact of the matter is that I do everything from 7th grade basketball all the way to varsity level, right? So
same.
I'm somebody here who understands the world of the referee. And I just want you to kind of, if you need help, I'm here for you, man.
No, I'm definitely not an angry coach. I'm certainly very enthusiastic. I will get like heated about calls or, about my team not listening to what I'm saying or the plays, but I'm definitely not an angry coach by any stretch.
Listening to Jack describe his coaching style is like listening to an alcoholic say, "I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a social drinker. I only have drinks when I'm with a friend." Like he's using buzzwords like "I get heated. I'm excitable."
Seen me coach.
I can't wait to do an AAU
Y'all
game.
Never seen me coach.
I
Y'all
can't
know. I'm very Ted Lasso.
You look like Ted Lasso right now with that mustache. Now, here's the thing. He may not be angry, as he says. And by the way, I want to bring you over to the dark side. I was talking to your dad. I said, you know what? If he's a coach, he might actually make a good official. Would you consider going to referee camp?
No.
Because you are young. I'm assuming because of your size and that you're probably pretty fast, that you could run up and down the court.
Can definitely get up and down the court. Yeah.
If my chubby butt can get up and down the court, I'm pretty sure you can as well. I think you could rise to the ranks and maybe become like a Big 12 official one day.
I mean, that would certainly be cool, but I'd rather be a Big 12 coach.
Well, you know what? Go for that dream. I'm perfectly cool with that. But hey, nothing to say that you can't do both. All right. Hey, this is halftime. We go to 12 o'clock. We have Jack Thompson here on the therapy couch. Now, right now, he says that he's not an angry guy, but he is a very cocky guy.
Loud, enthusiastic, and I'm kind of cocky.
He's a very cocky guy because he went at me on Twitter the other day.
Oh, yeah. Well,
he retweeted me because I asked the question on Twitter, who would win a game of Papa Shot between Rob Thompson, myself, Rudy J, and Pledger? Somehow Pledger won that. Were you surprised by that? Pledger won that poll.
No, not surprised.
Okay. Now, would you be upset if I beat you and I'm actually, by the way, you weren't even part of that. And you just came out and said, I would smoke all of you all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I'm telling you, my underhand form at Papa Shot is not only effective, it is embarrassing to both me as the participant and you as the loser.
No, you're not gonna beat me. Sorry. This jump shot, this form has been perfected over 10,000 hours of practice.
See, all shooters think that. All basketball players, because Papa Shot's not basketball.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I have a great touch either way, so
sure.
real
but
court,
it's
Papa
about
Shot,
volume.
It doesn't matter. I'm a volume shooter.
So it looks like we're going to do this around 7 o'clock on Wednesday when we do the next Rock the Mic event at whatever Slackers that we're at. My question for all this is it the Papa Shot? Which one do you excel at? The one that's stationary, the one that moves forward and back or left and right, or is it just no big deal?
It's no big deal,
And do
man.
you cheat by hitting the top
No.
of the cage and
My
having to
shots
shoot down?
will be 90% nothing but net. So
Dude,
I'm not hitting that.
He
top
talks
of
a- he talks a-
90% nothing but net.
Not
talks
hitting
a
the
big game.
cage. Am I?
he
gonna
talks a big game.
hit the cage?
Now, do you shoot with both left and right hand? Because I do that, man. I grab it with my right, I grab it with my left, and I'm just kind of just chunking it up there because
all
kind of
day.
ambidextrous.
Yeah, I'm ambidextrous too, but right-handed shooting for sure.
Man, like the Titanic, you're going down, my man. I'm looking forward to that. So that's going to be at Slackers on Wednesday night.
Hilarious.
Looking forward to it. Hey, let's get into some sports headlines. Pledger is here with the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210.
As we start things off today with our 411 and the 210, we're going to start things off easily. Actually, I should probably start by hitting the headlines.
Headline 2.
That usually helps, right?
Let's do it.
That's a thing that helps. We'll start with the big news of the day. The Cleveland Browns are finalizing the process of releasing Odell Beckham Jr., coming to terms on a buyout by converting Beckham's base salary into a signing bonus to lower his cap number in an attempt to save money. Once the contract is finalized, expected to be anytime here over the next couple of days, Beckham will be released, but he can't be claimed on waivers until next week. Where should he go, guys?
First two teams that came to mind. One was AFC, one's NFC. In the NFC, the New Orleans Saints. Not because it's my favorite team, it's because their wide receivers aren't that good. And Michael Thomas is not coming back this year.
Bring him home.
Bring him home. There you go. Now,
This is all about your team.
on the AFC, yes, because he has that tie to LSU. If he went to LSU, he's loved Louisiana. Now on the AFC, because of the whole Henry Ruggs incident from earlier this week, I think the Las Vegas Raiders need him too. Both teams, Raiders, Saints, playoff bound. Both teams are 5-2.
Definitely good options. I mean, I see Washington and Philly sitting inside that top 10 in the waivers. I could definitely see one of them picking them up.
Washington or Philly? I like
Especially
that.
Philly has no receivers whatsoever. They throw it to the tight end 80% of the time. So I can certainly see Philadelphia trying to get Odell.
On our YouTube page, Jonathan C. says the New England Patriots. Chris Hernandez says OBJ to Dallas. Yeah, right. I will throw a couple of sleepers out there for you. I think Baltimore would make a really good fit for him. Lamar Jackson having a kind of quote unquote go-to, and not even if not a go-to, a second to Hollywood Brown. Like just having another weapon because they don't have a whole lot of them for him. But outside of all that, you mentioned waivers. If I'm the Detroit Lions, I am number one on waivers.
Mm-hmm.
I pick him up. I absorb that contract. I figure out, because right now, the number one receiver in Detroit is a guy named
Khalif
Raymond. And his second is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra.
But why would an 0-8 team be making waves?
Because you're not going to get a guy in free agency. You don't have the draft capital to continually keep swinging in the top. So why not use your number one pick on something like a Kayvon Thibodeau and then get Jared Goff? And why not get Jared Goff a weapon to see if having a weapon actually helps him become a quarterback?
Fair enough.
You can see the Colts taking him.
Headline 1.
Despite Sean Payton's comments about Taysom Hill being a quarterback, the Saints are choosing to start Trevor Siemian this week against the Atlanta Falcons, despite the fact that Taysom Hill has cleared concussion protocol and been a full participant in practice all week. Are we done with the Taysom Hill's a quarterback lie?
First of all roads come back to New Orleans, right? Because I'm a New Orleans Saints fan. Who is Taysom Hill?
I was about to say, who is Taysom?
It is Taysom. It is Taysom.
Taysom.
Okay. I want Taysom Hill to be back under center, and I never thought I would say that. Siemian outplayed the Bucs. They beat Brady, for crying out loud. That defense was so good for the Saints the other day. But Trevor Siemian is going to get figured out really quickly. He throws sidearm, and because the release point is so low, they're going to figure him out. So I want Hill back there, because now if you have Taysom Hill, Mark Ingram, and Alvin Kamara in the same backfield, you're going to know that they're going to run the ball, but you just won't know which one is going to get the ball. I think having those three runners in the backfield would be a very interesting offense.
Look, I wanted to see the Taysom Hill experiment. I wanted to actually see if it works, because Sean Payton continually managed to say he's a quarterback. We paid him like he's a quarterback. He's going to be our quarterback. He's not going to continue to be this gadget guy all the time. Yet anytime they've had the opportunity, they managed to make him the gadget guy if possible and keep him from quarterback snaps unless it's a break glass in case of emergency situation.
No, I get that. But the fact of the matter is that Taysom Hill knows the offense better. Taysom Hill is a little bit more electrifying under center. He steals from what Kamara does. So last year, if Ingram wasn't there, I would agree that Siemian would probably be the better option. Because whenever Taysom Hill is under center, he takes away from Kamara. He really does. They have the same skill set.
Mm-hmm.
But with Ingram back there, now you have a three-headed monster in the backfield. That makes things a little bit different. And because of that signing that they did 2 weeks ago, I would rather see Taysom Hill at quarterback.
You want to bring back the wing T offense? Apparently?
Yeah. Just put a fullback out there, play the wishbone.
Could do that inverted wishbone the Cowboys were doing with two offensive linemen last week.
Headline 0.
Los Angeles Lakers picked apart in their second collapse against the Oklahoma City Thunder this year. What are we making of the Los Angeles Lakers to this point? LeBron's been out with an ab injury, is going to miss some more games. Are we buying the Los Angeles Lakers experiment, or is this exactly what we thought it was going to be?
Well, weeks ago, you and I were talking about potential NBA rankings on Post Up, and we were both pretty consensus about the Lakers not being the top 3 team in the West. I think I had them at like probably the 5th seed, I think is what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And, I stand by that. They are going to lose a lot of games just because their inability to consistently shoot the 3 ball. And then if you've got one of your 3 stars potentially missing time almost every game or every other game, then it's just going to be tough in the regular season. But when it comes to the playoffs and LeBron, everything is different.
Yeah, I never bought into this Lakers lineup. The fact of the matter is that everyone's been saying for the longest time, and I'm glad that you guys disagreed with them.
Mm-hmm.
I was also of the belief that this Lakers roster is not that good. Okay, it's a very good roster if the year was 2015, right? If you're looking at Dwight Howard, if you're looking at Carmelo Anthony, Rajon Rondo,
it's a USA
LeBron
basketball
in his
team.
Prime. Yeah, USA basketball team.
Team USA.
We've seen this from the Lakers in the past when they had Gary Payton, Karl Malone back in the day trying to win a ring. This team is not very good as a collective unit.
That's the 411 and a 210.
Which brings up the point. let's take a look at this Lakers team. They're 5-4, 0-2 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James right now is shooting 46.7%. He's only played 6 of the 9 games. He's out this week because of an injury.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a minor injury, but he's going to miss 3 or 4 games. For many, many years, people have always talked about where is he when it comes to the rankings of players. And obviously he was 1, 2, or 3, 1, 2, or 3, basically for the better part of 20 years. Is this the year where he's no longer considered a top 3 or a top 5 player in the NBA?
Maybe top 3, but I'd be hard to kick him out of the top 5.
I'm going to say he's not even in the top 10 anymore. I think he hit the wall. I think the miles on the odometer are so high that I think he hit the wall. It happens to the best of them, man. It happened to Tim Duncan. It happened to Michael Jordan. It happened to a lot of players.
Well,
At some point,
give me your 10 better players than LeBron.
Okay, so Durant.
Okay, well that would be one.
Okay, Luka.
Maybe, yeah, he's in there. He's
okay,
close.
I would say Harden.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, there's 3 players in Brooklyn.
Jokic, yeah.
Jokic, Giannis,
yeah.
Okay, so I would even go Lillard at this point.
No,
I would go Embiid.
Embiid.
Yeah,
I mean, right
close,
now,
yeah.
we've talked about 8 or 9 players just right there. Not talking about anybody from the Phoenix Suns. We're not talking about anybody from the Utah Jazz. We didn't talk about Gobert. We didn't talk about any of these players.
None of those guys are better than LeBron James.
But they're on the court.
But we're talking about LeBron. This is his first game he's missed, or second game,
and his third
injury.
But the thing is that even when he's out there, he's not performing at the level that he normally does.
He's still mentioned Steph.
You didn't even have Steph Curry. Yeah,
he's one that I would say for sure.
So here's the thing: is that he's still averaging 25 points a game. He does because he's on the court so often, and he's such a big part of the offense. But what we're seeing from LeBron is his points per game have gone down every year for the last 5 years. His field goal shooting percentage is going down, and right now it's at 46.7%. His stat lines are going down, and it's not because the players around him are getting better. It's just because he's getting older. LeBron James is going to go down as one of the 5 greatest players of all time in NBA history. My personal opinion is that number 1 is and will always be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Okay? I would say Kareem is 1, and I'm going to say Jordan is 2.
Saying he's not top 10, like a lot of people, Rudy J included, saying you're reaching, it may be a reach.
Yeah,
but
that's an
it's not
absolute
that
reach.
far of a reach.
It's an absolute
It may not be that far, but it's a reach.
It's an absolute reach.
But to say he's not in the top 5 anymore, I don't think that's a reach.
Right.
I think you can easily come up with 5 players right now currently better than LeBron, and it's easy off the top of your head when you go Steph, Giannis,
Jokic, Luka,
and
Luka's not there yet.
You don't think he's there yet?
Luka's not there yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I had one of those players for just one season only, I'd be taking Luka all day, every day.
Because he's
no, one season only.
Like
one season only, not a whole career thing.
What has he done? Like Luka hasn't done anything yet. Yeah, he's put up amazing stat lines, but that hasn't contributed to that many wins.
Luka's basically playing
Luka
with
is
the
my
same
favorite
team.
player in the league.
No. But Luka is basically playing with the same team that LeBron had his first go around in Cleveland when he was a rookie.
What has Luka done? What has LeBron done without a superstar team? What has LeBron done without collusion? He'd have one ring. Player collusion. I mean, come on. Everything that happened in Miami, South Beach was collusion. Everything happening right now with the Lakers was complete collusion as well.
That's how the NBA's been, man. Like, I don't buy into that. LeBron, his greatness is not defined by players coming to join him.
Yes, it is.
No,
that's his.
No,
that and
not.
Space Jam 2 are his 2 defining things.
No, it is
He
not.
is forever going to be known as the person who put it together where there are basketball mercenaries out there. That is his legacy.
You cannot tell the story of LeBron without the first thing coming to mind being the decision.
That does not far from defines him as a basketball player for me. And LeBron James has been my Michael Jordan. He is what I've grown up seeing in the NBA. And that is not the story that I tell when I see LeBron.
It's one of those things where basketball was so much different, back in the day. And I think that the Spurs and to some extent the Golden State Warriors are the last of those teams that were kind of built and not bought. Golden State, as much as I rooted against them for so long, I had to respect them because they drafted Clay, they drafted Steph, they drafted Draymond. So it wasn't so much that they had 3 or 4 all-stars because people just wanted to live in the Oakland, San Francisco area. It was because they drafted very, very well, and they got some key free agents with Iguodala. That was a team worth cheering for because they built it. The Spurs built their team. But teams in the past 20 years, 25 years that didn't build their team would be like the Celtics. They didn't build their team. The Miami Heat didn't. It's just one of those things where, because I'm a little bit older and I go back in time to Jordan's Bulls and Isaiah Thomas's bad boy Pistons and prior to that the Lakers and prior to that the Celtics, it's just different, man, because I grew up in a different age with it, and I take a look at LeBron and I think to myself, his entire career is based on his ability to basically attract other people from other teams.
And that's not his fault.
But you know what?
Not his fault, because he's the best player in the entire world to have touched the basketball in the last 20 years. Like, it's not his fault. Everyone wants to play with him. Like,
it's just different. It goes beyond that. It goes to clutch sports. It goes to AAU basketball. It goes to basically people not having rivalries anymore. They're all friends with each other. It's social media. It's all of these different things that make it different. And it's going to make basketball worse because one of the reasons why I don't like watching Major League Baseball is because it's the haves versus the have-nots more often than not. You're going to have the Tampa Bay Rays win a World Series from time to time. The Florida Marlins win from time to time. And from time to time, you'll have like the Houston Astros who will develop a farm system and develop players like they have right now. Okay, that happens. But what happens 8 times out of 10? It's the richest teams that win. It's the Dodgers. It's the Yankees. It's the Red Sox, right? It's going to be that way in the NBA. And it's already become that way. It's been that way the last 10 years. I think probably since the Golden State Warriors are the last of the built teams. And I don't think teams are going to be built anymore. And that's why I'm kind of concerned about the Spurs.
Bucks are built. They were built last year. They drafted Chris Middleton and Giannis.
That's a very, very good point. That's a very, very good point. But man, they had to go through Murderer's Row to get there. And this year they're going to have to go through Brooklyn. They're going to have to go through Philadelphia, who built their team by tanking.
Mm-hmm.
They built their team by tanking, which brings up this point. Should the Spurs build their team by tanking?
Yes.
We have seen 8 games. We have seen 8 games, Spurs fans, and there have been a lot of heartbreakers. The Spurs have beaten the NBA champs on the road. The Spurs have lost to teams like the Indiana Pacers on the road. It has been a very ugly season. Spurs lost to the Mavericks by 1. Spurs played them very well twice. It has been this heartbreaking season. And when we come back,
that's been great for me.
When we come back, we're going to give the poll results on Twitter.
It's going perfect for me.
Almost 150 people have voted so far on this as to whether or not the Spurs should tank the rest of the season. You're listening to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com.
The Blitz, sports talk and everything else.
Pledges Houston Texans. He's on pins and needles as they go to play Cleveland.
For a different reason, though.
Yeah, you always act like you're on pins and needles, man. You can't sit still. So you're always bouncing around. I never know if you're nervous about the game or it's just, pledge time. What does Rob say? You make coffee nervous? Yeah. You're always going.
Jason Minix, weekday afternoons 4 to 7 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
We have essentially dropped $1 trillion of student loan debt onto the backs of hardworking American families.
Watch a new documentary from Ramsey Solutions, Borrowed Future, How Student Loans Are Killing the American Dream on Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, or Google Play.
Lowe's Provember event is back. In celebration of pros, we're offering special values on top tools to get any job done right. Head into Lowe's and check out the largest selection of DeWalt power tools and accessories. Right now, you can get a guaranteed tough DeWalt 20-volt max bare tool free when you buy a DeWalt 20-volt max drill or impact driver kit. Shop in-store or order online. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 1/5 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. U.S. only.
At CDW, we get modern servers need to be flexible, scalable, and predictable. I predicted you'd say that. Okay, what will I say next? Probably something about server security. Impressive and freaky. CDW can implement secure Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Gen 10 servers that improve speed and performance while reducing costs. See, predictable. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. I predict a web address. CDW.com/HPE. I'm in your mind, man.
Fever is the leading symptom of COVID and the flu, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Be sure to seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Our favorite season of the year at Diamonds Direct is right around the corner, and we can't wait to show you what we've got ready. Our showcases are filled with the best selection ever of exquisite jewelry. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, all the newest fashion jewelry, as well as those time-tested classics. We've carefully priced everything to ensure you get the guaranteed best value, regardless of your budget. And over the past few months, we've expanded our loose diamond selection, adding a special collection of large, rare diamonds, 3 carats and up. Rounds, princess cuts, cushion cuts, emerald cuts, perfect for that holiday diamond upgrade. We've also made arrangements with our premier designers to bring you jewelry you won't be able to find at other stores. Unique, one-of-a-kind, fashion-forward pieces she's going to love. So the stage is set at Diamonds Direct as we anticipate an exciting and fun holiday season, with even more surprises coming in the weeks ahead. Make this upcoming holiday the most memorable ever with help from your friends at Diamonds Direct. Official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys at the shops at La Cantera.
The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redmond Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
This is Jerry Jones, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys.
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Upload a photo of what's on your grill and enter description and recipe, and you could win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Winner is chosen every Thursday at 6 on the Blitz. Show us what you're grilling. Welcome back to halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. My name's Michael Jimenez, joined by Jack Thompson. Spurs are in action tonight. They made their way down Highway 77. Going to be in Edinburgh, taking on the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, because I'm more interested in the Austin Spurs than the San Antonio Spurs. Yes, the silver and black San Antonio Spurs are also playing tonight in Orlando against the Magic. I'm more excited about the Austin Spurs against Rio Grande Valley because that's where Josh Primo's playing. So he's going to have his first G League experience today. But for the Spurs, the varsity team in Orlando. Now, you may remember, Spurs fans, the Spurs played Orlando Magic on opening night, kicked their butts here at the AT&T Center.
Routed them.
Since then, the Spurs have lost 6 out of 7. The only victory on the road against the NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks. Somehow. somehow. But the Spurs right now sit at a 2-6 record. It's been very difficult. Spurs are favored by 3.5 points tonight, even though they'll be without starting center Jakob Poeltl, who's out with COVID. So right now, Spurs, Magic, who you got tonight?
I got us. We'll win. We'll beat the Magic.
Now, the Magic have been shorthanded much of this year. They've been starting 2 rookies, 2 really good rookies, in fact.
Franz and Jalen.
Yeah, Franz Wagner's been
he had a
balling.
28-point game the other night.
Yeah, so they're getting some experience now.
Best player on that team, though, is Cole Anthony. That boy can play.
And Cole Anthony, he slipped in the draft a few years back, man. So it's interesting watching these teams because the dynamics between the Spurs and the Magic play their young guys. They play their rookies, and the Spurs
all they have is young guys.
And the Spurs are sending Primo back to the middle of nowhere. He's playing in Edinburgh. I hope he gets ponchos out there because those taste wonderful in the RGV. But the fact of the matter is that it's very disappointing for me to see this because I would want to see. I'm tired of the Spurs way. The Spurs way is not working anymore, man. It's not working. And the fact of the matter is that I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer or Mr. Negative when it comes to this. But it's hard watching them lose. And it's one of those things, Jack, where I think about it. I should be happy. I should be happy because I should be happy that they lost by 1 point to the Mavericks because ultimately it comes down to draft picks.
Yes.
It comes down to draft picks. We need to build through the draft. We need to trust the process and lose. The same way the Houston Rockets did this past year, the same way the Philadelphia 76ers have over the course of 3 or 4 years when they were picking up top 5 picks repeatedly. We need to build through the draft. Do you know how I know the draft works? Because right now, I believe the second best player on the Spurs roster right now
we drafted last year
is Devin Vassell.
Yeah, I would easily vouch for that.
We need more lateral picks. We need more Devin Vassells out there. Vassell is balling. He should be starting over Derek White because if we were playing our best
to the
players,
choir.
Oh my God, we need to do radio more often, man.
You are preaching to the choir.
Why do you like Vassell so much?
Because he does it on both ends of the court very well. He can defend 1 through 4 easily with his length and his size. And then the offensive end, he's so versatile. He can pull up for threes in transition. He can shoot off the dribble. He can go dunk on you in the basket. He's an all-around player that shows great efficiency. He's on both ends. So I'm a big fan of Devin. I've been saying with Pledge that Derek White should be relegated to the starting point guard off the bench, and Lonnie or Devin should start. So I'm all for Devin being a starter.
We've been
on that train since last season.
We've been talking about Derek White to the bench and being the leader of that second unit to free up DeJounte since before they even drafted Devin.
Yeah, literally.
It's fascinating because I'm a big believer in playing who has the highest ceiling. And if this is a lost season anyway, right? The Spurs aren't going to make the playoffs this year.
God, no.
Newsflash, I don't know if we have to do a breaking news music on this, but the Spurs will not make the playoffs this year. They're not going to. Do we all get that, right? You're at lunch right now. You're driving around right now. I need you to take a deep breath.
Actually, not everybody
we are
gets
the
that.
5th worst team in the league by record right now.
Spurs, again, just to reiterate, will not make the playoffs this year. And in fact, we should not be cheering for them to do so because we need lotto picks.
No, if you're cheering for them to make the playoffs, you are not looking to the future. Because if we do, we will be stuck in mediocrity for years
and
to come.
What's funny is that we have as Spurs fans, we're so upset that the Spurs played their veterans so often, right? So that was the Rudy Gays of the world, Patty Mills, Bryn Forbes, the first time he was here, DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge. Let's play the young guys, right? And now they're playing the young guys because the young guys are actually the veterans, right?
Where's Dad Young?
That's but I look at it this way. Now I look at it going, well, why aren't we playing our best players as the starters? Because
we want to lose.
Because Devin Vassell is the second best player on the team to DeJounte Murray. And in fact, I would say that probably by February, Devin Vassell will be the best player on the entire team.
No, DeJounte is several steps ahead.
Okay. DeJounte has a leadership skill that's there, and I probably went a little too far. I'll take a step back. I'll pump the brakes on my own. You're right.
Yeah. DeJounte is very, very, very good.
But if given the choice for me right now, and this might be sacrilegious here, but if given the choice of having one or the other, Devin Vassell or Keldon Johnson, I would take Devin Vassell.
I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. The proof is in the pudding with how we've been playing so far, for sure. But Keldon, I think we may have all assumed he would take a larger step for, what we saw him do in the summer, with Team USA. But he still is a very young player, very young, too young probably to have been on that Team USA team. If Popovich is not the coach, he would not have been for sure. But he still is our second leading scorer, our third leading rebounder. Like, Keldon has put in some good games this season. And while maybe his jump shot hasn't come as far as we thought, he's still been very good.
On Facebook Live, Hunter Hitch responds to us. You want to be either first place or last place. If not, you end up like the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Or the Indiana Pacers back in the day.
That's where we're looking at right now. That's where we have been the past couple seasons. A low playoff team, bounced in the first round, getting a out of lottery pick because of that. And we just haven't been doing it the right way. So if we can get into that high lottery this year, Spurs fans, I guarantee you we will draft your favorite player since we drafted Tim, Manu, or Tony.
Yeah.
We will get a player of that quality.
Now, it is true that good players slip out of the lottery, right?
Yes. Yeah.
The MVP,
Devin,
Devin Booker, Giannis,
it's
Kawhi.
It's rare, though.
It's Jokic.
Diamonds in the rough.
Yes. It's one of those things where you just have a better chance of getting a good player.
You can't bet on that.
Right.
You can't bet on that.
So I asked this question on Twitter, and as of right now, 154 people have responded. It's a very simple question. We've seen 8 games so far. Do you support a full Spurs tank?
Yes.
154 people voted. 56% said to keep on trying to win. 44% support a tank for a lottery pick. Now,
I don't understand that.
It's difficult. I understand that the fact that we got spoiled by 20 years of winning.
Yes.
Okay. 20 years of winning.
20 years of the best 3 players on a team
ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, literally ever.
And we got spoiled, and it's one of those things because I'm older than you, so I remember the 21-61 Spurs. I remember what it took for the Spurs to win the draft to get David Robinson. I remember what it was like when the Spurs breaking news, they tanked back in the late 90s in order to get a better chance of getting Tim Duncan. And I'm glad that they did.
Yes.
I am glad that they did. And there's a lot of Spurs fans like, no, man, Spurs didn't tank. David Robinson was cleared to play like in February or March of that year, and they sat him down.
Sit down, David.
At the beginning of the new year that year, he was like, all right, here in a couple of weeks, David could come back.
Yeah.
Feasibly. And they're like,
nah, probably not.
And the Spurs got 5 rings because of it. And it's revisionist history that people have right now where they think that the Spurs didn't tank back then. They did. The Spurs absolutely tanked for Tim Duncan, and thank God that they did. We have so many memories because of that tank. I want to get more memories because of a tank, because in the last segment, you talked about the fact that I thought the last team that was built was Golden State, but I completely lost sight of last year's title winner. Milwaukee was built.
They drafted Giannis and Chris Middleton, and the first year that those two played together and started, they won 12 games.
Exactly. But we knew they knew they had something there. Yeah. They knew they had some budding all-star.
They let them grow, and obviously,
but they got the right veterans around them to round out the team.
They went and got Drew Holiday. They went and got Brook Lopez. Of course, you have to go and find some players in free agency. You can't to expect to draft all 5 of your starters is a ridiculous notion. But yeah, they went and got some key cogs in the machine. But obviously, we all saw Giannis and Chris Middleton held it down.
And the thing is, the rest of the roster, I love. I love DeJounte Murray. I love Keldon Johnson. I love Devin Vassell and what I'm seeing there.
We are
Lonnie Walker.
One piece that can be easily attained in a top 10 pick.
One piece from being relevant.
Well, yeah, I would put it more than relevant.
Because, like you said, I'm not mad at Keldon. I'm not mad at Derek White. I'm not mad at Jakob or Devin Vassell. If Primo turns out to be something.
Oh, he's going to be something.
If he turns into that star that was supposed to be a top 5 pick in 2022, so the Spurs reached and got him at 12 or wherever it was.
He's going to be younger than majority of the kids drafted this year.
Exactly. And because of that,
with a year in the NBA,
there's hope. So Spurs fans, here's the thing. I know I started this segment and it sounded like I was taking a trip to Negative Town, but there is reason for optimism because of Primo, because of what's going on in Edinburgh, Texas today, when the Austin Spurs take on the Valley Vipers over there, the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. I'm more interested in that because what's going on in Orlando does not fascinate me. Spurs are not a playoff team this year. Let's see what Primo develops into, and maybe he gets called up at the end of the year. Maybe we get to see him in March and April do his thing. But the Spurs have pieces. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. We have pieces. But it's kind of like having a Thanksgiving meal where we have the mashed potatoes, we have the mac and cheese, we have the cranberries, we have the dessert, but we don't got the turkey. We don't have the ham. We're missing the main entree.
Come on, Jonathan. Read that last sentence you put. All we were playing was old Dominique Wilkins. That doesn't sound like a tank job to
exactly.
you?
Jonathan C. on Facebook Live saying the Spurs, in all caps, did not tank. Robinson got injured twice that year. We had a broken foot early in the season. Sean Elliott was also hurt. Yes, all true, but they were also healthy around March, and they did not bring him back.
And a mystery back injury that kept Robinson out the remainder of the year when he was medically cleared to play.
Exactly.
Yeah, he got an injury while he was not even playing.
But that name Sean Elliott came out, and Sean Elliott, to me, whenever I see Devin Vassell do his thing, when I see him slash, when I see him play defensively, I have visions of number 32 from the Spurs because he reminds me a lot of Sean Elliott when Sean Elliott was drafted back in 1989. This has been fun. This has been a lot of fun. You know what I'm looking forward to this weekend? UTSA football, baby. Yes. As Coach Traylor says, the unranked UTSA football team trying to fire up his team. UTSA taking on UTEP and El Paso. I know a lot of people are driving 562 miles one way to go watch that game. UTSA is favored by 11. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the week of sports this weekend, or the things to watch, things to look forward to this weekend. And we're also later on going to debate 3 very popular 90s movies: The Matrix, Independence Day, Armageddon. Which one was the worst? Not the best. Which one was the worst of the 3? This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com.
The Dallas Cowboys. I'm an outlaw. The Denver Broncos. It's going to be a knuckle buster. Catch all the action Sunday starting at noon. Sponsored by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM. ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
There's no question about it. This week, Dak Prescott is good to go for the Dallas Cowboys as they host the Denver Broncos at noon on Sunday. A game that can be heard right here on San Antonio Sports Star. The San Antonio Spurs are back in action for a 2-game weekend road swing. Tonight, they visit the Orlando Magic for a 6 p.m. tip-off. And Sunday, the Spurs are in OKC to play the Thunder, also a 6 p.m. start. And the UTSA Roadrunners put their 8-0 record on the line as they travel to El Paso for a matchup against the 6-2 UTEP Miners. Kickoff will be at 9:15, and that game can be seen on ESPN2. SportsCenter has been brought to you by Alamo Water Softeners. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
Rock the Mic is back at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. You know we've narrowed it down to our top 13. You've been voting online at sasportstar.com, and they're ready to show you what they've got. Join us at Slackers this week to help us decide on a winner, and you can enter to win Dallas Cowboys home game tickets. Wednesday, November 10th, we'll be at the Slackers new St. Mary's location, and on Thursday, we'll be at the Slackers Medical Center location. Rock the Mic 2021, brought to you by Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar and in part by Jim Beam.
It's that time of year again when Smoky Mo's Barbecue is gearing up to smoke Thanksgiving turkeys for our neighbors in the San Antonio area. Each turkey will be made using our secret rub and smoked to perfection in-house. You can buy it solo or with our feast that includes sweet potato casserole, cornbread dressing, green bean casserole, and a delicious pumpkin pie from Tootie Pies. Pre-order at SmokyMo'sBarbecue.com or by calling your store. Don't dawdle. We sell out every year. Happy Smoked Turkey Day, y'all, from Smoky Mo's Barbecue.
There's confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain, whether you're vaccinated or not, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers that have no scientific studies. Only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I'm Dr. Torres with the Institute for Functional Health, San Antonio's original holistic health clinic. Holistic does not mean complementary or alternative. It means we look at the whole picture. We've changed thousands of lives, and your overall health is our passion.
I no longer have to take sleeping pills, no blood pressure medication, or cholesterol pills. My insurance changed from high risk to standard.
I take 0 medications and said goodbye to sinus infections. I finally feel normal.
I no longer have anxiety attacks and have stopped taking pre-diabetic medication and sleeping pills.
I've lost 30 pounds, have more energy than ever before, have no pain, and my labs are perfect.
When things seem out of control, the one thing that we can control is your health. You will have a customized doctor-supervised wellness plan that gets to the root of the problem instead of masking symptoms. You get results, not refills. At the Institute for Functional Health, your overall health is our passion. Call 210-468-1891 for your free consultation. 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Your source to local news and sports in San Antonio begins with the San Antonio Express News. We've collected, written, and shown the stories that matter most to San Antonio. Look no further than the San Antonio Express News to continue to provide information and strength to the community. Whether it's on the field or on a court, we provide the ground local coverage. Go to expressnews.com for the most up-to-date high school and college sports coverage. Subscribe today at expressnews.com.
Time to start planning your Thanksgiving dinner, and it starts with the turkey. Jason Minix here for Tri-County Meat Market. Tri-County gets their turkeys from Barber Farms in Colorado. These fresh, all-natural turkeys are never frozen and come between 8 and 24 pounds. Tri-County Meat Market only gets a limited number, so reserve your turkeys before they sell out. Pre-order your turkeys and your pies from the Ultimate Cheesecake Bakery now at either of the Tri-County Meat Market locations on Huebner and on Ralph Fair Road. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. If you're having to rework your office, let Hill Electric design your socially distanced space to ensure each workstation has the proper electrical needs. For over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. There is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074 or go to hill-electric.com.
There's no other game like college football. And the tight end rolls to the end zone. And no one covers it better. It's game day every day for us. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, it's Greeny, and I've only got 10 seconds, so here's my plug. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Woo! Oh, I timed it, baby. I timed it. San Antonio Sports Stars high school football game of the week is tonight. We're under the Friday night lights for the game of the week powered by Hill Electric. Tonight, Jason Minix, Kevin Brock have the call as the Reagan Rattlers take on the Brandeis Broncos. Starts with pregame at 6:30. Kickoff is at 7. The game is going to be produced from the GPS of Texas broadcast booth. And you can keep up with other scores from area schools at 210varsity.com, sponsored by San Antonio Express News. Also sponsored by TSAOG Orthopedics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Stevens Roofing, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, and Central Builders, Inc. Welcome back. It's halftime. We go till 2 o'clock. My name's Michael Jimenez, joined by Jack Thompson. James Pledger's producing the show behind the glass. It's a big weekend in sports coming up, my guys. What are you looking forward to this weekend? Because I'm all about UTSA football right now. On ESPN2, UTSA is favored by 11 points against UTEP. Big game. I wish UTEP had won last week so they would have been 7-1 and helped the Roadrunners with strength of schedule. But this is a game where we see Coach Jeff Traylor playing some mind games on Twitter, just basically saying, hey, look, we are unranked. Even though the Associated Press has the Roadrunners at 16th ranked, because of the College Football Playoff Committee coming in and saying, nope, you're not in the top 25, he's basically stoking the fire there saying, hey, we are not ranked. What did you think when you saw that, Jack?
I loved it. I mean, the rank, them being left out of the 25 made no sense for me, but I love Traylor turning that into, sort of like fuel for the fire and getting them going. I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to take care of UTEP this week, but just adding that to the team that's pretty cool. I like that he turned it around like that.
Now UTEP is a good team, man. So I mean, they're no slouches. They're coming in at 6-2. I look at it this way. I think that UTSA has a very legit chance of running the table. Very legit chance.
Yeah.
They have an outside chance of a bowl game like the Fiesta Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Those hopes are still alive. No matter what happened with the top 25 this past week, rather, those hopes are still alive. Again, kickoff on that game is Saturday at 9:15. 9:15. We're going to be staying up late watching that game.
That's late.
But around that time, around halftime, there's other sports going on.
Oh, yeah.
We have MMA going on. We have a Canelo fight. Pledge. This is a Rupub kind of night, right? This is where we sit there and we have 3 or 4 different screens going on.
Oh, yeah. Most every time there's big fights, I end up at the Roo, and having Usman fight is huge. So UFC is going to be in the forefront, and then the Canelo fight, because I remember the last Fury fight was also the Fury Wilder fight also fell during a UFC fight. So I had them side by side basically at the Roo on those big screens. I was like, this is a good place to be.
I was there with you, man. On the left-hand side, we had the UTSA game. On the right-hand side, we had Tyson Fury. That was amazing. It's good times, man. So I might head out there, man. I'm going to invite myself to the Roo when it comes to that.
Oh, you're just going to fight yourself out?
Yes.
Right.
Well, I got to ask my wife first.
I'll save a spot.
I got to ask my wife first.
Tell her I'll be there.
Exactly. She loves you for some unknown reason. BetUS, by the way, has Alvarez as a huge favorite this weekend. So here's the thing. The Dallas Cowboys back in action on Sunday at noon, taking on the Denver Broncos. Man, the Cowboys schedule has been ridiculously easy the last 5 or 6 weeks.
So happens when you're a third place team in the AFC or the NFC least last year.
Oh, I'm taking a look at it. Their strength of schedule is worse than UTSA's strength of schedule. They're playing some really bad NFL teams. But I will say this about the Cowboys. Good teams beat the bad teams, and they can only play the team that is on their schedule. So I give the Cowboys props on that, and I believe the Cowboys are somewhere between the 3rd to 4th best team in the NFL. I've been accused of being a Cowboy hater, but I will give respect when respect is due, and I believe they're a top 3 or 4 team.
The fact that you said that they are not the odds-on favorite for the Super Bowl makes you a hater,
Complete
Michael.
hater. Complete hater. Complete hater. But they have a Conference USA type of schedule going on, so that's
ain't their fault. They don't make the schedule.
It is not their fault. But what I found interesting is that a Cowboy let the cat out of the bag. He revealed a secret about Dak Prescott and his injury from last week. And also there's a Cowboys star player who's coming back from injury, and his name is not Dak. Another star coming back. We'll be talking about that on the other side. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com.
Get your tailgating started, slap on the face paint, and wear your favorite jersey. It's college football time. It's America's fall ritual every Saturday.
This Saturday, the Oregon Ducks, who are ranked 4th in the initial college football playoff rankings, hit the road to take on the Washington Huskies. 6 o'clock pregame, 6:30 kickoff.
Get your college game on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
If you love football, come to the San Antonio Quarterback Club every Tuesday from 11 to 1 at the Sierra Hills Baptist Church. Join UTSA coaches for Roadrunner game highlights, plus feature guest speakers for great food and football talk. The San Antonio Quarterback Club is a proud supporter of Gridiron Heroes Spinal Cord Injury Foundation. This Tuesday's guest speaker is John Locke, the CEO of Valero. Join us Tuesday 11 to 1 at Sierra Hills Baptist Church for food and football talk at the San Antonio Quarterback Club.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Airrosti. At Airrosti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Airrosti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Airrosti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Airrosti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Airrosti, we fix pain fast.
At Manrique Custom Vision, you'll find some people just aren't good candidates for Z-LASIK. That's why they have different technologies for different patients. They are a custom vision center focused on helping people get rid of their glasses and contacts. Rudy J here. Call them today for a complimentary consultation to see what's right for you. Financing is offered to all FSA and medical spending accounts accepted. Get treated like family by Dr. Manrique. Call 354-2020 for the Manrique difference. That's 354-2020.
Do you love your garage? Can you get your cars and the kids' bikes in? Jason Minnick's here for Garageization, your garage storage solution. With a variety of shelving, overhead racks, slat walls, and closed cabinet options, Garageization can make your garage functional for the entire family. Call 210-664-4494 and have them give you a free customized plan for your family's needs. For over a decade, Garageization has helped people love their garage. Learn more online at GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Up
to 25 cents a gallon, cash back every time I buy gas?
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code AUTO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code AUTO for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AUTO.
Our favorite season of the year at Diamonds Direct is right around the corner, and we can't wait to show you what we've got ready. Our showcases are filled with the best selection ever of exquisite jewelry. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, all the newest fashion jewelry, as well as those time-tested classics. We've carefully priced everything to ensure you get the guaranteed best value, regardless of your budget. And over the past few months, we've expanded our loose diamond selection, adding a special collection of large, rare diamonds, 3 carats and up. Rounds, princess cuts, cushion cuts, emerald cuts, perfect for that holiday diamond upgrade. We've also made arrangements with our premier designers to bring you jewelry you won't be able to find at other stores. Unique, one-of-a-kind, fashion-forward pieces she's going to love. So the stage is set at Diamonds Direct as we anticipate an exciting and fun holiday season, with even more surprises coming in the weeks ahead. Make this upcoming holiday the most memorable ever, with help from your friends at Diamonds Direct. Official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys at the shops at La Cantera.
One team, one mission. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Halftime.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM, on the go at sasportstar.com. Ever want to reach out to us? The Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. We're also live on Facebook and on YouTube. People already accusing me of not being a Spurs fan and cheering for the New Orleans Pelicans of all teams. No, I am a Spurs fan. And like Cowboy fan out there, Cowboy fans like to tell you what year they became a fan. Like, no one asked, but they always say, I've been a Cowboy fan since 1978. And I'm like, no one asked you, man.
No. My favorite go-to is since 1 and 15.
Since 1 and 15.
It's always since 1 and 15.
The same people who say they were there for 1 and 15 is kind of like the ones who say that they were there for the Spurs when the Spurs are losing this year. Because last I checked, there were a lot of Laker fans out there a couple of weeks ago.
I was at that game. It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous, right? So you're going to hear a lot of people when the Spurs start winning again, become relevant again. It's going to be like, oh, no, man, I was there. Like, no, you weren't, dude. Those tickets were $11 and you didn't buy them. Welcome back to halftime. We're coming back from Negative Town. We did a U-turn there. We have a lot to talk about. We're going till 2 o'clock. My name is Michael Jimenez, joined by Jack Thompson, James Pledger. In this hour, we're going to find out if Jack is still coordinating his outfits with his girlfriend.
Yep.
We're going to talk about some serious topics as well. Man, that Henry Ruggs video that came out on TMZ Sports.
Terrible.
I mean, it's one thing to hear the story, but to see the video. And if you haven't seen it, it's on TMZ Sports. It's disturbing, to say the least. Very Paul Walker-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But does that reinforce your thoughts and opinions as to what should happen to him if he is, in fact, found guilty of anything? Okay? So we'll be talking about that. And later on, we'll lighten up the mood, talk about movies, nostalgic stuff. Back in the 90s, there were 3 summer blockbusters that we all remember. Armageddon, The Matrix, Independence Day. If you like one, you probably like all 3. But we're going to ask you to vote one out. And you can actually go on Twitter right now and vote on that. It is at my Twitter handle, which is at MikeESPNSA. You want to reach out to Jack Thompson. He's at Jack_Thompson33. Pledger's at I am Pledger. But we're back again. We're going till 2 o'clock. You know, the Cowboys are back in action this weekend, playing a Denver Broncos team. Cowboys should win that game. They're favored by 10. They're at home. Dak Prescott back under center. He missed the last game with a calf injury. Man, Cooper Rush looked good.
Oh, yeah. He looked fantastic. No nerves, slinging the ball around 40 times, threw a couple of touchdowns. Great game.
So one of the things about that game was you see him playing, and he played well. And I joked earlier this week that I knew I should have started him in fantasy, right? But every time he did a good play, they would always pan to the crowd, and you'd see his parents up there cheering for him.
Yeah.
So the question came up earlier this week of like, well, how did his parents know to be there? Well, apparently it wasn't a game time decision after all. They were saying that all week long, that it was a game time decision. But Amari Cooper comes out and says, man, I knew about that days in advance.
Yeah. They were.
Why would the Cowboys do that?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's not like there's video of Cooper Rush out there unless it's preseason action.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to play gamesmanship on that type of thing. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
What do you mean? Why would they do what?
Why would they play that whole card of he's not going to play? He's going to play. It'll be a game time decision. We're going to work him out when they had no intention of playing him. Well, and that was from the get go.
They were just entertaining Dak because, you know, Dak is the warrior that he is. He wanted to play so bad. So they're like, yeah, we'll give you up until game time. We'll give you the warm up. We'll decide then. But if there was no doubt in my mind at all that we were going to sit Dak. I mean, it didn't make sense.
It was the right thing to do.
Yeah, it made no sense to play him. We have a 3-game lead in our division. We're playing a team that beat the Lions by 2 points.
Yeah.
So why would you risk Dak for that? Yeah. I never thought he was going to play.
There's a comment on YouTube right now from Jonathan C. saying, Jimenez, it's never a game time decision. Everyone always knows. I can buy that. Yeah. I mean, unless it's a playoff game. I think a playoff game, or if it's a must-win type of situation, I think at that point.
Well, I think it's a little bit different for certain positions because I feel like wide receivers or running backs, if you're dealing with like a hamstring or like a quad, that could be a game time decision just depending on how you feel. But yeah, certainly with a quarterback, I feel like it's never game time.
It was the perfect scenario for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They sat him down. He got rest. He healed up because the Cowboys are not going to win any Super Bowl. They're not going to go far in the playoffs without Dak.
No.
Dak needs to be there and he needs to be healthy. First and foremost, I'm glad they sat him. In fact, because of Aaron Rodgers not playing this weekend for the Packers, I would have liked to have seen them rest him another week. Why not? Let's make him 100%. Because right now, I can't say that he's 100. He's probably 90, 95%.
Yeah, he's probably close.
But the offense is healing. Offense has been doing pretty well on its own, but it's healing beyond Dak Prescott because Michael Gallup is coming back.
MG13, baby.
So as a Cowboy fan, now that all the pieces are coming back, Collins is coming back as well. Don't know what position he's going to be at, but he's coming back as well. What is your confidence level as a Cowboys fan? Because you've never really experienced a Cowboys Super Bowl run, right?
Not even really experienced. I've never seen it.
But you've had those Tony Romo years.
Yeah, I had some good Tony Romo years.
13-3 seasons.
Yeah, it's some good seasons for sure. But
have you ever been
playoffs.
this confident before in the Cowboys?
It's hard to say that if I have. I remember when, like you said, the Tony Romo years when things were humming with Dez and Witten. We had DeMarco Murray leading rusher in the NFL. Like we had some really good teams back then, but I don't think I've ever seen it as complete a Cowboys team as we have now.
That's it right there. That word right there. It is a complete team. I have been one to have kind of joked on the Cowboys for a while because I think Cowboy fans, Quentin Hudson on the Sunday Sports Grill and on the Fantasy Gods, I always ask him every week, hey, is it the Cowboys year? And he goes, yeah, it's the Cowboys year. This is our year. And it's one of those things where as a fan, you want to believe it, but is it actually in reality that it's your year? I can see the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl this year. I think there's maybe only about 6 teams that could conceivably win the Super Bowl, and the Cowboys are right in the middle of that.
Yeah,
that is something to be excited about. But it's not because of Dak for me, or CeeDee Lamb being such a stud player, or Schultz coming out of nowhere to be an elite tight end, or the fact that we have Pollard and Zeke suddenly having a 1-2 punch in the backfield. All that's fine and great. We knew their offense was going to be clicking as long as Dak was healthy. But it's the defense, man. Tell me, how surprised are you about the defense and what they've been able to accomplish with not only Micah Parsons, but Diggs and all of the stuff going on defensively? How surprised are you that they got it going so quickly?
Well, we knew that Trey Diggs had a chance to be a really good cornerback. He led us in interceptions his rookie year with 3, but to get 7 in the first 6 is literally only one other person in the entire history of the NFL has done that. And then for us to lose Tank, who we thought was our best defensive player, Randy Gregory steps in. He's one of the best in the NFL when it comes to pressure percentage on the QB. And then the other question was the middle of our defensive line. We were missing Neville Gallimore. We're missing Tristan Hill. We were wondering where the pressure was going to come from. And then suddenly our rookie from UCLA, Osa Odighizuwa, is one of the leading sack and pressures leaders for rookies in the NFL. We all knew Micah Parsons was going to be the monster he is. We drafted him that high because we expected this to happen. But for him to go 12 tackles, 11 solos last week against that, can be a high-powered offense in the Minnesota Vikings. It's just been a lot of guys elevating their level of play when, we've needed it most. And that tells me right there that we are a complete team because we don't have just like an Aaron Donald or a Jalen Ramsey to lean our hat on defensively. It's every week someone is making a big play and turning the game to our tide if it's not already. So it's definitely, the defense has been a big, big surprise.
They're all taking the leap together.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful to watch because as a sports fan, even if I don't cheer for a certain team, I love seeing the beauty of a team grow together, especially if they were drafted by the team and built and not bought. Cowboys, very much a built team. They drafted Dak in the 4th round. I mean, they did.
Our only bot player that makes a big difference, not even bot. I mean, it would be Amari Cooper.
Right, but a big price was paid for it. It wasn't a free agent signing.
Yeah.
They gave up a 1st-round draft pick for that.
That's what I was saying. It wasn't really even bought. It was kind of an even thing, but yeah.
So
you bought it. You paid a price for him.
You did.
Yeah, but we gave up
fair value for it.
Yeah.
And you know,
he wasn't a free agent.
And the Raiders botched that pick.
Naturally.
So when you take a look at it, power rankings always come out. And I've always been a realist when it comes to the Cowboys, and I'm like, yeah, they're the 7th best team. They're the 5th best team, but every week I see them going up in my own personal rankings, which mean nothing to no one other than that's just what I feel, right? Cowboy fans, it's number 1 at all times. But for me, being a realistic, I'm looking at it as in top 3. But one of the ones that I had above them was the Green Bay Packers, and they're going to be without Brett Favre.
I've been without Brett Favre.
And that's going to be out. I mean, that was going to be a great game. That was going to be a phenomenal game against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. But Brett Favre not there because Aaron Rodgers not there because of Aaron Rodgers not there because of COVID, being tested positive. He's going to be out for a couple of games. Arizona looked really bad. In that win,
bad.
They against the Packers.
A no weaponed Packers team.
I know they looked really bad. And Tampa Bay against the Saints last week lost to Trevor Siemian. Okay, and that defense exposed a lot there. So I apologize for calling Aaron Rodgers Brett Favre. I just showed my age there, but I was a little bit taken aback. We have a phone call coming into the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. It is Gary. He's going to defend my fandom. What's up, Gary?
What's going on?
What you got going on today, man?
Well, you know, I'm listening to y'all and talking about Cowboys fans and how they defend themselves without even being prompted. They feel like it's an attack on them just for being a Cowboys fan. But I can say, as a Chiefs fan, way before Patrick got there, I've had to defend having, wearing the gear now. People think I'm a bandwagon fan.
Yeah, I can see that, man, because it's one of those ones where Chief fans, I think, I know a lot of them. I actually know a lot of Chief fans.
Me too. My best friend's a Chiefs fan.
But they became more vocal. They were there, but they become more vocal. Like I wear, RJ Ochoa wears Victory Polo Monday, and I have followed suit where I wear the Saints Victory Polo, right?
With the beads.
With the beads. I got the Mardi Gras beads going on from Bourbon Street, right? So I enjoy that, but I appreciate the call. But yeah, it's tough appearing to be a bandwagon fan.
Here's the difference, though, is he has to defend his fandom because people are like, oh, you're on the Chiefs bandwagon now at Mahomes there. He's defending his fandom. Cowboys fans will introduce themselves. Hey, I'm Mike. I've been a Cowboys fan since they were 1-15. Cool, didn't ask.
Congrats.
Way to go.
I have to defend myself from the fact that people were driving around saying, did he just call Aaron Rodgers Brett Favre? Brett Favre has been starring in denim jeans commercials for the past 10 years.
And those copper fit.
Yeah. You gotta flag me down, Jack, next time.
You didn't hear me say? I was like, they've been without Brett Favre.
Yeah. But I'm excited about the Jordan Love era beginning. But
I might have to play that man this week.
Hey, let's talk other sports. Here's Pledger with sports headlines, the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
We'll start things off this hour with Oklahoma quarterback, or should I say former starting quarterback, Spencer Rattler, whose quarterback coach, Mike Gilvato, says it's a no-brainer that he won't be on Oklahoma's roster in 2022. Surprising, I know.
Yeah.
But Rattler was the preseason Heisman favorite and potential number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft, but now the number 2 quarterback at Oklahoma after losing the starting job to freshman Caleb Williams, and the Sooners come from behind win over the Texas Longhorns last month. While he is right, where will Spencer go? Is he going to transfer to another school? or go straight into the NFL draft?
He lost.
What's best for him?
Okay, first of all, he needs to recoup the money he lost this year because he was projected to be the number 1 quarterback. By the way, that name, Spencer Rattler, that's straight out of Varsity Blues right there. That is a great name. He lost a lot of money because I don't think he can be a first-round draft pick this year. He may have the talent, but he can't be that because he wasn't even the starter of his own team anymore. So because of that, I think he should return to college for 1 more year, show that he is the man, and then bounce.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it'll be tough for him to recruit the same value. But I could also see him be like, you know what, I'm tired of this. I'm going to go pro. So, could see it either way. He seems like a kid that's just going to go pro to me.
And here's the other thing that I think is probably most important. Like, you want to recoup that value, or do you want to get stuck on a rookie contract that has a 5th-year option versus just 4 years in the league to get to your next contract, which could, in all essence, be the big payday?
Exactly.
Headline 1.
FBS schools spent over $533.6 million in dead money over the last 10-plus years. From January 2010 to January 31st, 2021, public universities and FBS conferences paid out more than $533.6 million in dead money to head coaches and assistant coaches in football and men's and women's basketball. This according to an analyst of financial records obtained through ESPN, though state open records laws. The total does not include the tens of millions of dollars in severance payments to the coaches whom have been fired since or resigned, including the head football coaches at Georgia Southern, LSU, TCU, Texas Tech, Akron, UConn, and USC. LSU's head football coach Ed Orgeron has recently agreed to about a $17 million buyout, in which will be doled out in 18 installment payments through December of 2025, according to the university.
Okay, so it's almost as though college athletics is a business and not a nonprofit, right?
Whoa.
I mean, the name, image, and likeness that now players can now profit from is a thing, and I'm glad to see those athletes are making their money.
No, but they're getting an education, Michael, free of charge.
Exactly, right. But I look at it this way. This just shows a couple of things. It shows it's been a business all along, and it also shows that these coaches have a short leash. I mean, Coach O from LSU won the title a few years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And he was shown the door. He was hated over there. I was on LSU's campus twice in the past 2 months. They hated him. And he brought them glory with Joe Burrow a couple of years ago.
I'm sure the $17 million he's going to get paid through 2025 is going to lessen the hurt of losing that job.
Oh, I'm sure. But the fact of the matter is you lock down your money. You do a Coach Jeff Traylor. You lock down that 10-year extension. If they're going to pay you $28 million, at least $28 million, you lock it down, baby.
Well, the funny thing is that $5.336 million they're talking about that's paying the coaches to go away probably does not include the buyouts that the big schools are paying to go get another coach out of his contract. So this number's probably getting close to the $1 billion range when we're all said and done.
Crazy.
Headline 0.
The story that won't die, guys. Ben Simmons was fined $360,000 by the Philadelphia 76ers as the team continues to resume fining him until he cooperates with team doctors on his mental health issues and fulfills his other basketball-related obligations. This, according to ESPN NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski. Who's going to win this stint still, guys?
No one's going to win.
Somebody's going to win.
No. Someone's going to win is that he's going to get paid, and his bank account is going to eventually win. But I don't think he's going to go to a team that he wants to go to, and I don't think the Sixers are going to get what they want to get for him. So in that respect, no one's going to win.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's the 411 and a 210.
I love your mustache, dude.
Hey, appreciate
I love
that.
it. And what I liked about it the most was the fact that you said that your girlfriend wanted you to keep it.
Yeah.
And what I liked about it even more than that was that you were like, yeah, babe, I'll do whatever you say. You are going to be a good husband one day, because I'm looking at it this way. Who are you going to be more like, do you think? Because I'm 44, married with 3 kids, and I get to play with pleasure once every 2 or 3 weeks.
Whoa.
Or are you going to be single like Pledge back, like Pledge over here? Phrasing. Are you going to be like Pledge? Are you going to be out and about, a man among a man out in the town, having a good time, enjoying life, going to the gym? Which path are you going to take?
Probably be a combo of both. Combination of the both, yeah.
So you're gonna get married and then live the single life?
Well,
wait, what's going on here? I mean, props to you. That's a bold choice,
Because
I don't know if I can pull that off.
Well, I think he's going to gravitate more towards me because of his dad, because of the fact that he listens to his girlfriend and he respects what she has to say.
You say no
To
respect what women say.
Hey, I didn't say anything.
Hey, if the shoe fits, Pledge.
but back in the day, recently you were coordinating your outfits so that they would match your girlfriend for a trip, and it was more than just one outfit. It was like a weekend full of outfits.
No,
right?
It was a single outfit, and it was really just our bathing suits. I don't know why y'all don't let this
with
go.
the fishing shirt.
Okay, we had the same blue fishing shirt, but we were really matching because I have a cheetah print board shorts, and she was like, well, we should match. I was like, well, get some cheetah print ones, and that's how it went. And that was the extent of that.
What about the matching pink camo outfits on that hunting trip?
Pink camo outfits? I don't recall. I don't think I've ever put on pink camo.
No, I remember this.
But if you're
on your Insta story, it's gone now because it was just part of your story.
But if you're watching on Facebook Live or YouTube right now, you'll see why his girlfriend, Jack's girlfriend, asked for him to keep the mustache.
Because he looks like Luigi and she's got a thing.
Oh, well, it's
Luigi.
It's
the green hat. It was the green sweater earlier. Like
it's more of a Mark Sanchez thing, just watch out for big people. No butt fumbles on the way home. Okay. So let's talk movies. I love movies from the 90s. I am somebody who didn't watch a lot of the movies from the 70s or 80s growing up. So I have a lot of catch up to play there.
I bet I've seen more 70s and 80s movies than you.
I guarantee you.
Yeah. I saw Indiana Jones for the first time a couple of months ago. I saw Jaws for the first time this year.
Oh my goodness.
I saw Star Wars. I saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind, The Outsiders. There's a lot of movies that I still haven't seen. Gremlins. I haven't seen E.T. yet.
I've seen
5
times as many.
But when it comes to 90s movies, I caught up. I saw most of everything from 90 and beyond. So there's 3 epic movies, blockbusters out there, if you will. There is Armageddon, which my favorite line is, he's got space dementia. There is Independence Day, The Matrix. Those were the 3 epic movies for me on the action level back in the 90s. And when we come back, we're going to talk about which one is the worst of the 3. People are responding on Twitter, telling us which one that they would kick off the boat. On top of that, we're going to talk about rappers as well. Which one should we remove from this list here?
This is a far tougher question in the movie.
Jay-Z, Eminem, right? Tupac, or Biggie? We have the results from Twitter. What do you think? Hey, it's like Mount Rushmore, but we're going to take a blowtorch to one of them. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM, and we're on the go at sasportstar.com.
I've got my pick.
Rock the Mic moves into the voting phase. 12 finalists, live auditions, and only one 2021 Rock the Mic winner.
Hi, this is Carolina Teague, the Rock the Mic 2 winner.
Vote for your favorite Rock the Mic champ now at sasportstar.com. And join us for the live auditions from Slacker Sports Bar throughout November. Only one will be crowned the 2021 Rock the Mic champion. Presented by Slacker Sports Bar and in part by Jim B. Rock the Mic on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, listen up, sports bettors. This is Rob Thompson here to tell you about my favorite sports book. That's BetUS. Football's here, baby, and if you're not playing, how much fun can you be having? I only endorse one sports book, always have, and that's BetUS.com. You may ask me why, but it's easy. BetUS.com has been America's favorite sports book for over 25 years. They've been around long enough. I trust them. I know when I win, I'm going to get paid, and you need to know the same. You also need to know your sports book offers everything you need to play with. We're talking about betting on MMA, golf, horses, esports, props, casino bets. They're all there. To join is easy. I want you to call 1-800-79-BET-US. That's 1-800-79-BET-US. They'll walk you through setting up the account. You talk, they type, and you'll be on the game in no time at all. Remember, nobody in the industry gives bigger bonuses than BetUS, and if you join them right now and mention KZDC, you get up to 200% of those bonus. That's free money, my friends, and nobody beats that. I bet at BetUS, and so should you. I want you to join BetUS.com today and start playing tonight. America's favorite sports book. That's BetUS.com. Enter KZDC. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
For over 2 centuries, Jim Beam has been bringing people together. Now you can bring them wherever you go with friends and family. Introducing Jim Beam Highballs to Go, refreshing and ready for sharing. Their classic highball and Beam and Ginger Highball are made with Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. They're a new take on a tradition, 7 generations in the making. Find Jim Beam Highballs to Go at a store near you. Jim Beam Classic Highball made with Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, natural flavors, and seltzer water. 5% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2020, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Highlighting female entrepreneurs. Sponsored by Indeed. Bay Area venture capitalist Shelley Kapoor Collins founded the Shatter Fund, which invests in companies led by female entrepreneurs.
Women need their own network. Men raise from men. And now we need to take that and we need to facilitate a girls' network, if you will.
Need to hire candidates? You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform for interviewing, screening, and hiring high-quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Cleanliness and safety are essential to the success of any business. That's why Cintas has introduced our Total Clean program, a one-of-a-kind service that includes scheduled deliveries of essential cleaning supplies, hygienically cleaned uniforms, and on-site sanitizer and disinfectant services to help eliminate germs. Learn what the Cintas Total Clean program can do for you.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
And Doug.
Don't you just love the smell of old books?
Shh, this is a library.
Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction.
He really does devour literature.
Please leave.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Dell Technologies' biggest business sale of the year has arrived. Step up your vision with top tech up to 45% off during their early access Black Friday event. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Plus, get incredible savings on Windows 11 PCs, along with servers, monitors, and docks, all with free shipping. There's also special financing with Dell Business Credit. Get started by contacting your Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless, the storms are serious, and the hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. Your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They are reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Rob Thompson, Carl Schoening. Halftime.
It's fall family fun at the 4th annual Corny Maze at Traders Village, San Antonio's only Corny Maze with 10 acres of mazes. Tickets are only $9.99 per person. Kids under 2 are free. For an extra $5, you can ride all the rides all day long. We're giving away 4-packs all week long. So listen to San Antonio Sports Star for your chance to listen and win. You can also buy tickets at tradersvillage.com/San Antonio. Welcome back to halftime on San Antonio Sports Star. We go till 2 o'clock. Jack Thompson's been my co-host for the day. I'm a bit of an instigator on Twitter. bit of an instigator. Pledge and I were talking the other day about a segment that we'd like to do. And basically it's called One's Gotta Go. One's Gotta Go. It's kind of like a Mount Rushmore, but let's knock out one of the people on there. So let's start with rap. Okay. I grew up in the 90s, back in the day when Death Row was rocking it. You know, we had Tupac and we had Snoop and we had, you know, Biggie and Eazy-E, NWA back in the day. And then later on in time, there has been, you know, the Eminems of the world. And I guess now it's more like Drake, and back in the day also Lil Wayne and stuff like that. So I asked the question.
I know who can go currently.
What's that?
I said I know who can currently go.
Okay.
You know my vote on that one, James.
I wanted to have 4 of the legends out there. Okay. And there's a lot of legends in rap and hip hop. A lot of legends. Yeah. But I just picked out 4. Okay, which Biggie and Tupac, because they go together. They go together.
Yeah.
Just historically. And then Eminem and Jay-Z, because they kind of came out right around the same time as well. So a simple question. One's got to go. Which one are you kicking out?
Oh, man. See, this is a very tough question. For me, slightly, it's going to be Biggie. Yeah. I'm going to take Biggie out of that list.
I agree with you. I was never a big Biggie fan. Okay. But it's just one of those things where I want to know, why would you take him out?
It's just, I like, when it comes down to it, I mean, obviously, I grew up more during the time of Jay-Z and Eminem. So a lot of their songs I'm very familiar with. I've seen both of them in concert. They're both tremendous performers, great writers. I've listened to a lot of Tupac. I like his songs and that West Coast style a little bit more than the East Coast style that Biggie was producing. And also a lot of the times, like for me anyways, I love lyrics and like listening to what they're saying. And a lot of the times it's hard for me to really understand what Biggie's saying all the time.
Oh, stupendous.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to understand what he's saying, not taking away from his music, but that's just kind of where in this take one off, that's why he's taken off.
All 4 are great, but when it comes to lyrics, I think Eminem and I think Tupac are legends when it comes to that. Now, I know there's other legends out there. We could have said Nas, we could have said Kanye, we could have said a lot of different people.
Here's the thing.
But the fact of the matter is, out of this group, I say Biggie is my one out.
It's easily Biggie in this group. Now, what would have made it very difficult, in my opinion, replace Biggie, put in Dre.
Nah, Dre's out for me.
Dre would be out too, because I think Snoop is greater than Dre when it comes to the rap game.
Dre's a producer.
Dre's the producer, exactly.
Dre's a producer, but he was also like,
he started off as a rapper.
His early 90s rap was,
it was hard.
Fire. Chronic was album of albums. And by the way, you can't have Eminem on that list without having Dre on that. Like, Dre found Eminem.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
So what do sports fans say? I'm taking a look at the Twitter poll. We had about 90 people respond. Jay-Z is the one they kicked out.
Nah, I can't kick off Hove.
Now, Jay-Z, back in 1999, summer of 99, when I went to South Padre for spring break, I mean, that was huge. You know, Can I Get a, you know, was out there. It was a good time out there. He is more fun rap to me. I mean, I know he had a more eclectic, you know, set of music there, but for me, his songs were more upbeat and whatnot. He got 44% of the vote to be kicked off. Eminem at 24%, Biggie at 22%, and the most respect went to Tupac. Now let's talk about movies here. 3 movies here that I think define 90s popcorn movies. And I know some people might say Titanic, but that wasn't a popcorn movie. That was a date movie. But a popcorn movie that you know it's bad, but it's so bad that it's good. And these are 3 movies from the 90s that were summer blockbusters: Independence Day, The Matrix, and Armageddon. Both made tons of money. All 3 made tons of money, rather. That being said, which one are you kicking out? One's got to go.
Also simple.
Yeah, I go Armageddon on this one.
Agreed.
Yeah. It's a good movie, but I love Will Smith, and young Will Smith especially
he was the
amazing.
King of the summer blockbusters.
Yeah, young Will Smith was as big as it got. And then there's literal no way you can take The Matrix off. I mean, that's like such a classic cult following, and it birthed so many movies after that, especially Keanu Reeves movies. There would be no John Wicks if there was no Matrixes. So
yeah, it's easily Armageddon.
Yeah.
And
This
part of
one
it
was an
is
easier one for
you
me.
look at Will Smith, and he was the king of the summer blockbuster back in the day.
Mhm.
But you also have some of the greatest lines within that movie. Welcome to Earth. And, you know, I was supposed to be in a barbecue. Like, it was fantastic. And when you look at Armageddon, I mean, it's more about the Aerosmith song than it was ever about the movie itself. And while it had a great cast, it was a slow build. It was built on a love story for the most part. Like, it just didn't hit the same as Independence Day, and Matrix is just, that is one of those movies that kind of revolutionized the way movies were made when you talk about how the action sequences were filmed.
The Matrix is iconic.
Mhm.
Okay, so I will never take that movie off of this particular list. But I'm sorry to disappoint.
You go into okay.
I'm going to kick out Independence Day. Now,
I mean, you're allowed to be wrong.
and
but
it's funny because there's some great lines in Independence Day. I know you mentioned I was supposed to be at a barbecue. One of my favorite lines is from, I think it's Vivica Fox. Is that who played his wife in the movie?
oh, that's another reason why that movie
Yeah.
stays in.
Well, when she's talking to the president's wife, the first lady, and she says, "Oh, I'm a dancer." "Oh, you're a dancer. Ballet?" "No, exotic." Great line.
Yes.
Just a great line on that. Back in the day, I would have said that Independence Day was better than Armageddon. But as time has gone on and I've gotten a little bit older,
It's because you cried at the end.
well, you say it's
Because you're a girl dad.
you say that it's a love story. It's two things. It's three things. It's an action movie. It's a love story between Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler's character, but it's also a girl dad movie between Bruce Willis's character and his daughter, because his daughter is growing up. His daughter is growing up.
Suck it up, Jimenez.
I mean, come on, when she reaches out to the screen and says, "Dad." Spoiler alert, he dies at the end. Great movie because of some of the lines. Steve Buscemi's in the movie. How am I going to say no to Steve Buscemi? There's not a movie that he's ever been in. No, man. He suffered from space dementia. What a line.
He suffered from being a crazy loon.
Okay, so one of the things about Armageddon, by the way. Oh, let's go to the Twitter results, by the way, because that was the whole point. Armageddon got kicked out. 57% said that's the one that's got to go. The Matrix at 28%, the one that was most loved was Independence Day. Only 15% of people wanted it gone.
King of the summer blockbuster, baby.
I get it. But one of the parts about Armageddon was they had demands that they wanted from the government in order to go up in space to take out that asteroid or whatever that thing was, right? And they wanted to not pay taxes. You know, one guy wanted to have his tickets expunged or removed. Another guy wanted to have the Caesar's Palace package, you know, for the high rollers package in Vegas. Do you think that if any of this was true, that they got any of that from the government?
Probably not.
Because I picture them coming back and them having schools named after them. I picture one of them, like Ben Affleck, becoming like, if they did a movie years later, Ben Affleck's now in Congress, you know? And speaking of which, I don't know if you're into this movie, Jack, but I read yesterday that Young Guns 3 is coming out more than 20 years after the sequel starring Emilio Estevez, Christian Slater, and Lou Diamond Phillips, I presume, is coming back as well. And that might come back next year. Were you a Young Guns guy?
I don't think I've ever seen Young Guns, to be honest. Maybe one time.
I was a Young Guns guy.
Maybe
I'll make you
once.
famous.
But yeah, honestly, not too familiar.
Here's the thing, though, and Aaron Rodgers is blowing up the media right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he was wearing a Doc Holliday shirt during his interview, and Tombstone was absolutely just phenomenal back in the day. Still is. I will stop every time it's on.
That is a movie that I have neglected to watch. And I
Watch it.
need to watch it.
Watch that.
Everybody that's in that movie I like. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that I will like that movie. But Young Guns to me growing up was big because my whole group of friends, when we played men's league basketball and when we played, fantasy football or whatnot, we called ourselves Young Guns, right? It was the Young Guns League. It was the Young Guns, this, that, and the other. And now we are the middle-aged guns. This has been fun, man. One's got to go, and the one thing that's got to go is us for right now. We're gonna
just
talk.
Waiting for your guns to get jammed up.
Yeah,
later.
we're gonna put a bow on the show on the other side. You've been listening to San Antonio Sports Star. This is Halftime on ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com.
A 17-week season. And only one couch. Let's hope it holds up. The Cowboys are back. The explosive action happens here. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
There's no question about it. This week, Dak Prescott is good to go for the Dallas Cowboys as they host the Denver Broncos at noon on Sunday, a game that can be heard right here on San Antonio Sports Star. The San Antonio Spurs are back in action for a 2-game weekend road swing. Tonight, they visit the Orlando Magic for a 6 p.m. tip-off, and Sunday, the Spurs are in OKC to play the Thunder, also a 6 p.m. start. And the UTSA Roadrunners put their 8-0 record on the line as they travel to El Paso for a matchup against the 6-2 UTEP Miners. Kickoff will be at 9:15, and that game can be seen on ESPN2. SportsCenter has been brought to you by Alamo Water Softeners. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
Fever is the leading symptom of COVID and the flu, and the only way to reliably detect fever is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Be sure to seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Blake Stevens with San Antonio-based GPS of Texas. If you have commercial vehicles on the road, you're a target for personal injury lawyers. I mean, you're wearing a bullseye. Our system can protect you if there is an accident with proof of speed, video monitoring, even proof that your driver wasn't on his phone. Don't get hammered. Have real proof that you weren't at fault by installing our GPS camera tracking system. Call GPS of Texas at 210-587-7634 or gpsoftexas.com.
Life is already full of surprises, but your tuition shouldn't be one of them. While education costs rise in the U.S. every year, University of Phoenix is committed to protecting you from rising tuition costs with our tuition guarantee. We lock in your tuition, so you can count on fixed, affordable tuition from the moment you enroll to the day you graduate from your program. Learn more at phoenix.edu.
Did you know that you might be overpaying for your prescriptions? It's okay, because there's an easy, convenient solution. Check GoodRx. GoodRx lets you compare prices at different pharmacies and shows you where to get the lowest price. Here's Joe, a doctor and GoodRx customer.
I was able to look up some medicines that I was going to get, and it saved me a good amount of money.
GoodRx is helping millions of people, and it can help you too. For simple, smart savings, check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance. In 2020, GoodRx users saved an average of 79% off retail prices. Individual compensated for their time. Visit GoodRx.com/radio to learn more.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
Dig a trench, gravel the driveway, remove a tree stump. To tackle the big jobs, you need the power of Kubota. At Ewald Kubota, we have the tractors and construction equipment to get it done fast and get it done right. You've come to rely on the quality and dependability of Kubota compact tractors and implements, and And at Ewald Kubota, rental equipment is available at all of our locations. Right now, all new rental customers get 10% off their first rental. For a store near you, visit ewaldkubota.com.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
Rock the Mic is back at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar. You know we've narrowed it down to our top 13. You've been voting online at sasportstar.com, and they're ready to show you what they've got. Join us at Slackers this week to help us decide on a winner, and you can enter to win Dallas Cowboys home game tickets. Wednesday, November 10th, we'll be at the Slackers New St. Mary's location, and on Thursday, we'll be at the Slackers Medical Center location. Rock the Mic 2021, brought to you by Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar, and in part by Jim Beam. If you love football, come to the San Antonio Quarterback Club every Tuesday from 11 to 1 at the Sierra Hills Baptist Church. Join UTSA coaches for Roadrunner game highlights, plus feature guest speakers for great food and football talk. The San Antonio Quarterback Club is a proud supporter of Gridiron Heroes Spinal Cord Injury Foundation. This Tuesday's guest speaker is John Locke, the CEO of Valero. Join us Tuesday 11 to 1 at Sierra Hills Baptist Church for food and football talk at the San Antonio Quarterback Club.
The Dallas Cowboys.
I'm an outlaw.
The Denver Broncos.
Quick on the draw.
It's going to be a knuckle buster. Catch all the action Sunday starting at noon. Sponsored by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hi, this is Paul Feinbaum, and you're listening to San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Welcome back to halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. Hey, when you go into sasportstar.com, don't forget to vote for your favorite Rock the Mic candidate. We're down to the dirty dozen. And right now we're going to have some contests over on Wednesday and Thursday next week at Slackers Sports Bar and Arcade. We'll be at the St. Mary's location on Wednesday the 10th. Jason Minix is coming back at 4 o'clock for the Blitz. He has John Machota, who is a Cowboys beat writer for The Athletic. Andrew Monaco, the voice of Texas A&M Aggies, will join him. And then more Rock the Mic candidates will be there. You'll get to meet them. And again, go on sasportstar.com, get your votes in. You can vote daily for your favorite person. What's up, Pledge?
What's going on, guys?
Dude, what are you looking forward to this weekend, man? What are your plans?
Besides the Saturday morning hangover and post up.
Well, the Saturday morning hangover is going to be fun. We're going to have a few more Rock the Mic contestants on the show, 10 o'clock hour. Katie Goodman, Becky, and John Dyer, actually, friend of the show.
Hey. Oh, nice.
Nice.
So they're going to be some of the Rock the Mic semifinalists coming through. And then...
Are they coming here?
Yep.
Interesting.
Gonna have them in studio.
Interesting.
After that, gonna head out and get ready for Eternals on Saturday night.
I might be seeing that today.
I'm gonna go check it out tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. So that's gonna be fun. The latest adventure in the second longest running movie in the Marvel universe right now. I believe it's 2 hours and 37 minutes. I read.
All about the long movies.
I'm about it though.
I'm going to the Mission Trails tomorrow because I need a flat running surface. I'm going to try to do 6 miles tomorrow, going from mission to mission to mission. So looking for a flat trail. After that, it's a lot of cleaning around the house.
You want a cool flat trail? Speaking of like running and stuff like that, out in Canyon Lake, go to Canyon Lake Dam. Beautiful scenery because it's on the lake. You're overlooking the lake on your run. It's entirely flat, and across and back is 1 mile.
Really?
So you do that 4 or 5 times.
I tried going to off of Galm, the government canyon the other day.
Yeah.
And they did not let me in. They said too many people here. That was absolutely
They will
insane.
not do that there, I promise.
Yeah. No, but I'm gonna drive out, gonna do about 6 miles, try to do it in about an hour and 10 minutes or so. Gotta get some new music.
Outside of the hangover and the post up, Jack, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to my Fighting Texas Aggies taking the field against Auburn. But I'm
13 versus 14, baby.
I also think I'm going to go to Worst Fest on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that.
My man.
Very nice, man.
Is the bomb.
Have a brat for me and drink some beer for me, man. This has been fun.
I'll drink a whole pitcher.
Again, hey, also
I will have multiple pitchers strapped to my leg.
Don't forget the San Antonio Sports Stars game of the week is tonight. We have Brandeis and Reagan, powered by Hill Electric. We're going to have Jason Minix and Kevin Brock on for that call. Kevin Brock coming off a 300 game. He bowled a 300. That dude is amazing.
Video or it didn't happen.
Dude, he did show video on Instagram, man. He did show video.
Of every frame?
No, but just the final frame where he got excited. Hey, this has been Halftime. We'll be back on Monday. Saturday morning hangover is tomorrow. This is the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM, and on the go at sasportstar.com.
Rapping with Jack, benefiting Family Service Association.